Hello, Aqua here again. Welcome back to FTB Unleashed. I'm starting with a little bit of tree stuff, like I tried last episode, but kind of failed. So I'm going to show you that I've done a little bit better. I actually got a bit of balsa wood. Shortly after the last video, I cut down one of the random, the two trees that was here. Cut down a random, and I got one single balsa wood sapling. So I made a balsa wood tree. Used my grafter to get all the saplings from it, because of course, if you use a grafter on a tree that's not got any, I mean that one has got a mutated leaf there, but if you use a grafter on a normal leaf, it'll give you a pure sapling of that tree, which is good. So I've got some balsa wood. I had some teak from some of these guys that I used, and I managed to get some myrtle ebony saplings. Got two teak there, we'll have them. And I'll fill this back up once I cut the camera later. So we've got a couple of teak pollens. We can use them up on top of this kapok tree, and we may get lucky. We may get a couple more myrtle ebonies. So two of them. Let's have a look. 1, 2, and no luck that time. We've got a kapok and we've got a teak. But what I've got is I am up to 4 myrtle ebonies, and if you hold shift there, you'll see that I need a 3x3 to plant them. They're a big tree, so I need 9 of them, and I am up to 4. So I need to get another 6 of them before I can actually make a tree. Of course, once I get the first tree, the rest will come nice and easy. And I'll keep that. I don't need apple or pollen. I'll get rid of these. That they can all go. Them hybrids, and I'll trialize that, and then it should stack with the other ones, possibly. And it didn't want to stack. Okay, well, I've got some balsa saplings, so there must be something slightly different there, but never mind. So I'll jump over here just to show you. This is one of the woods I've been going for that I plan to build with, and if we put it through the lumber mill here, I did change this lumber mill, by the way. I don't think I mentioned it. What I've done, I've changed this precision import bus to take oak wood planks. So I think I did have a precision anyway, but I actually set it for the items that it can take. So it'll take oak wood planks automatically, but other planks it'll keep in here, so I actually get to take them. So it's semi-manual, so it means I can get any advanced planks like the balsa that I want here, I can actually take without having to risk losing them in the ME network. So that's balsa, nice really pale wood. I like that. It's very nice looking wood. So that's one of the woods I'm going to be using for building with. And I want to marry it up with the ebony, so it's real light and real dark. And of course the panel maker. So that's the plan anyway. So there we go. Just thought I'd share that with you. Right, what I'm going to do now then is I'm going to start making some things in the other base. What I need to do now is I'm kind of a little bit stuck, because it kind of happens to me this. I get stuck between two bases, and if you get stuck between two bases, it's kind of hard to know what to do next. When you decide to, I'm not fully abandoning this base, but I am technically moving base, because all my technical stuff, all my ME network, I plan to have at the other end. So I need to start making that happen. Otherwise, I'm just going to get bogged down and not go anywhere with it. So if we look what we've got at the minute, I've done a bit of stair work, but I'm going to change it. I left it so I could show you. I've also done a bit of building work. I've kind of started mapping a head out, but I don't like it. I think I'm going to hollow some of this neck out and make the head a bit lower and bigger out this way. But that's just a rough head. It's not going to look like that. I just kind of get in the rough shape of a face. And then of course the castle bit goes on top of that bit. So that would be my control room. This would be my main building area. And nothing much else is changing here. So this will go up there once my power gets here and that. These side bits, I'm thinking of maybe having a nuclear reactor, a big nuclear reactor in one of them. And the one I'll be looking at is made by, I think it's designed by a guy called Sneaky Craft. I know he uses it in a stacker that does like 7,000 EU, but I won't be doing that. I'll be using it for just 4 of these, but you can stack more of them, so if you need more power later. But it'll be 4 reactors in a circle. It fits into a 5x5. 4 reactors in a circle, that puts out 780 EU a tick. I think that's what I'm going to go with. And on one side of that, that's going to have a nuclear reactor, and on the other side, I'm going to go with my molecular assembly chamber for my applied energistic semi network. And then all my other stuff will be coming up here, my actual crafting access terminal, this kind of stuff will be coming up there. So there's that. And if we go down here, I've had a play with these. I don't know if I like the look of it. It's too dark, I think. I wanted to see what it looked like black. And the reason why I wanted this black is this is actually marries up with the outside. So I'm going to show you the outside first. I've covered the levitators in half slabs, by the way, so you can't see them. Not that I dislike the way they look, I just like it better when they're kind of hidden. Right, I wanted the gap between these bits of metal, between these metal cogs, to be black. I wanted it dark and shadowy, so that's what I've gone with there. The fourth engine, all four engines are running now on the laser drill, by the way. So yeah, I wanted it real dark in between them, so I put them there, and I made the inside of that dark. And they're iron blocks, and they're gold blocks. I did that with bronze at first, and the bronze looked too orange, so I changed it for gold and iron. I think it might look alright, I don't know yet. I'll have to see what final material I go with this. But for now, I'll probably try a few things, change my mind a few times. But I've left it like that for now. But what I've got here is these two are the gold one. So that's one side of the double gold and that's the other side. So I think it actually looked better when I had this stripes. We're going to start using this area in this episode. This is what we're going to start making things for in here. But before I get into that, I've made stairs down to these, and I've used glowstone blocks as lighting. And again, it's something I don't think I like, but I'm going to see if it grows on me. I'm going to sleep on it and see if I like it tomorrow. But I ain't done it. I've done more on the other side than this side. This is the side that's still getting built. But across on the other side, so let's go across the other side. I've not done the top bit yet. These are drawbridges now, by the way. It's not wired up yet. I've got drawbridges on both sides of them. Now I've kind of come down. I was watching a bit of Touch of Cloth earlier, and I was playing around building this while I was watching that. And I've got this glowstone wall that emits light, so I don't have to have any lights. But I'm not sure if I like it. I don't think I like it, to be honest. I may be changing this. But I put these stairs up that I've used before that I like the look of but do irritate me. And I mentioned teleporting in the last episode, and Russ Jr. commented that I should use IC2 teleporters, and it's a very good suggestion. I think I am going to use IC2 teleporters for this. So I will be getting rid of these stairs, and if I get rid of the stairs I may actually block up I might make this solid, because I won't need to have a path up here. Undecided yet, but I think I'm going to have these little teleport rooms where you can teleport from down the bottom up to the top. So that's going to be the way I'm going to go with that, I think. So I'm going to need IC2 power, which is something I'm going to get on with. So first of all, I need Buildcraft power, then I need IC2 power. That's what the next couple of episodes are going to be about, getting power. So the way we're going to get power is, of course, by making force engines. Now, I've got 10 at the other base. I'm going to need some power there still, so I'm going to leave them 10 there. I'm going to gradually, I'm going to put them onto the crushed ice at some point, but at the minute they're just going to stay as they are. What I'm going to want is, now, force engines, we can craft them automatically. Let's go with, so at 16 EU a tick, 5 of these is going to be 50, it's 90, isn't it? 90 EU? Sorry, not EU. MJ. 5. Yeah. So 10 of them. That'll get us one side started, and we're also going to need some cells, energy cells. So I've actually already got 2 of, which is good. I'm also going to want some liquid transposers, which I need 2 of, and I've only got 1 of. So let's craft another one of them. And I am going to need some liquid transfer nodes and some cabling. So liquid transfer nodes, I might actually have some of this stuff in this components bag. Let's have a look. I've got some liquid transfer nodes. I've got no speed upgrades, I may need some. I've got anything else in there that I need? Not off the top of my head. I am going to use the conductive piping instead of redstone energy conduit again, just for fun. I've got loads of conduit to use down though, because I've been gradually replacing it. But what else do I need? So force engines. Oops, let's type. So there's 10 of them. And I'm also going to need some of this transfer pipe. Now this transfer pipe, I'm led to believe, can carry more than one liquid at once. This is what I want to test out here. So this is a bit of a test. I've not used this method before. But what I'm thinking of doing is, what I'm going to want to do this then. What I'm going to want to do, I believe, this may take a bit of practice, so forgive me if this takes more time than you'd like to see me use. Right, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to have 2, 3, 4, 5 of them down there, yeah. And then this works out how I want it to. What I'm going to probably end up having is 10 engines, it's 10, 20, 30, 40 engines. You're going to put out a hell of a lot of power. Probably more than I need, probably enough to send it back to the other base as well, so I can, if it works how I want it to, I can bring them last 10 engines back from there and send power back there using a energy tesseract, possibly. I may leave some power there as well, I've not decided that yet. What we're going to need for this is 2 liquid tesseracts. So how do I want to do this? Right. I may have to. In fact, I could actually do it like that. So that's... I can use that block. So no, I can't. Them two. I can use that block and that block because they've got gold behind them. There we go. Put that smooth black stone back. Smooth black stone, by the way, is just smooth stone around ink. That's what we've got there. Smooth stone around ink. Gets you this really dark black stone. Looks quite nice. Not 100% sold on it, but I think it looks alright. Now, will this work how I want it to? Let's have a look. Liquid transfer node. I've gone up the thing there, didn't want to. Liquid transfer node. That I think is going to work how I want it to. Wonderful. I need to get the other. What other do I need? Not that. What am I doing? What am I clicking on that for? Foolish person. I need to get the other liquid transposer that I started making. There, and I'll take, for good measure, speed. I'll take 16 of them. 8 for each. As I've been doing, just in case I need liquid quick. I think the standard is quick enough, to be honest, but quick is never going to work, is it? And it's not like I'm short on resources in any way whatsoever. Oh, speaking of that, I meant to show you the quantum bee. I've got a quantum bee running, like I said I would have, and I've actually run it and I've left the energy pulse on the Alvery turned off so you can actually see what it puts out. So I've not actually turned that on yet. Right, the way I want this to work is, let's start with this one. Let's get them 8 in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then if I can click on the edge of that, Tesseract. This is going to be a little bit awkward with the engines in the way. Let's get them out of the way for now. I just want to be in the Tesseract next to that. There we go. Redstone control off. Owner only. Receive only. And one of these is going to be forced out. Okay, so that should have put force into the air, and it is. Wonderful. And all these, well, the ones that are connected to the connected to pipework at least. And then this one is going to be very similar. Receive only. Redstone off. Redstone's going to be off because the engine's going to be controlled using autarkic gates. Not gates, iron, not autarkic, but iron gates. And this is going to be ice, so ice out. And that, for the same wire, once I connect it of course, should put ice into these as well. Let's put the speed upgrades on. So can this feed both? And it is, look at that, wonderful. So we've got one pipe here feeding both force, liquid force and liquid ice into these engines. So we're getting 2 lots of liquid piped through one lot of you know what I'm trying to say. I'm just doing a bad job of saying it. Cool. I like that. That's good. That's good. So then what we're going to have is have to work out where I'm going to send this power to. Well, the easy way to start with is going to be conduit there. Not a conduit, a cell there and a cell there. I may have to work out later exactly where I want this to go. And then let's get our conductive pipes out, which are in there. Now conductive pipes, I need to make some more wooden conductive pipes. I've not got any, I don't think. Nope. So I'm going to have gold pipes are going to go on there. Each is going to have a wooden pipe. Of course, this part of the way I'm doing this is because I want it to look kind of cool as well. So this isn't all just about. This isn't all just about how it works. I kind of want it to. I'm kind of trying to make it look like a big crazy engine room kind of thing. So each of them 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, each of them puts out 80, doesn't it? It's right in it. 16. I really can't do maths on camera. 50 plus 40, 90. There we go. So I need 10 conductive wooden pipes. And I'm going to need to start making loads more gates, because what I'm going to want is I'm going to want a redstone signal onto these. These need a redstone signal to run, but they need a redstone signal to run. I only want to run when there's room in these cells. So if there's no room in this cell, now where's that power come from? What the hell's that happened? Shouldn't have any power in it. Curious. Okay, I'll have to keep my eye on how this all works. So we can now wrench all these into place. And what I'll do with this is I'll set this up one bank, and then if it works exactly how I want it to, I'll do the other 3 banks off camera, and we'll have a mass. Oh, what am I doing? Trying to do that. I ain't got the wooden pipe there. Wooden pipe. Yeah. Remember, each wooden pipe can take 32. Gold pipe can take 256. So each engine will put into its own wooden pipe, and then yeah, I think that's going to work okay. Then this power is going to go upwards into the room where the machines and stuff are going to be. I'm undecided whether my bees are going to come here as well just yet. I may, if I bring the bees here, it means rebuilding Lord Buzzington as well, which could be a bit of a pain. But he won't really fit in the Titan, will he? Anyway, for now, undecided on where the bees are going to go. So I'm going a bit crazy with this conductive pipe because I like the way it looks. I like the little blue lines down it. And as much as I do like conduit, redstone conduit is brilliant. Redstone cells are absolutely awesome. I don't ever plan to stop using them. I just kind of want to do this because it's a bit different and we haven't used it. Anything that different for a while. Can I reach you? Yes. Now I wrenched that pipe there and I'm not actually sure what that does. So I'm going to put all that back. So they're all touching the right way now. Cool. So these would all need gates on. These would all need gates on. A red pipe signal. So yeah, okay, let me do a little bit of stuff off camera, get some gates ready, see exactly how this works. I'll be back in a bit. Okay, I'm back just for a little bit. I need to make some more iron gates, so I'm making quite a few, and I thought I might as well up my lasers while I was doing it. So if you look in your laser table here, you'll see this thing on the right hand side, and there you can see my energy rate now is 100.58 mJ a tick. Using that many lasers, so I made enough lasers to make sure I'm using 100 mJ a tick, because of course my power is throttled through this redstone energy cell to 100 mJ a tick, so that's 100 mJ a tick. So I made, if you remember, I had 9 there, so I made another, what have I made, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Another 15 engines on there, 15 lasers. So I just quickly made them in there using that thing to make a few at a time. Still got the energy rate, so I'm up to 15 lasers there. These of course will be going in the Titan at some point, because why not? They look awesome. The best looking things in the game. While I'm here, I'll just quickly show you this Quantum B that I made. So Quantum B is down here, and shit. I wasn't expecting him to make that many. Cool. So that's something new, I think. You see, the way that happened is all them combs got trapped in there, and the B was not actually in the pipe. The B, I think, was held possibly in the apiarist pipe. Possibly. Now, if the server had reset, I'd have lost them Bs then. They weren't actually being held anywhere. They was kind of like magically held somewhere. I've had that before. If you reset the server, when that happens, you actually lose them. I was nowhere near expecting that many combs. That's ridiculous. That's awesome. So let's just turn that on now, and that'll work away getting us some more combs. So they're gonna get transported through the pipes now and back into there. So I think it might be the apiarist pipe that maybe has an internal buffer, possibly. Not sure if it's the alveoli or the pipe. You don't actually see the bees in the pipe very much. They kind of shoot out real quick. So not sure if anyone knows one way or the other if that's the alveoli or the apiarist pipe that has an internal buffer that magically held them bees for me. I would be very interested to know. What I'll do is I'll put most of that stuff in there. So we've got 72 Certus, 72 Shimmering, and even more mellow. We've got double that mellow, don't we? We've got 144 mellow by the look of it. So mellow can give us, wait for you, NEI. Mellow gives us bees, wax, honeydew, and a 30% chance of nether quartz. So that's 144 times 30% chance on 144 in mellow combs to get nether quartz. Then Certus. This is each bee life, by the way. All my bees last the same length of time, because they've all got the max life. 20% chance of Certus quartz, and another 25% chance of nether quartz. So we've got loads of quartz coming in from this per life cycle, so they can go in there as well. And of course, all combs get processed because of the way that buses work these days, the precision export buses. And they get us these things, enderpearl dust. 25% chance. So I'm getting 3 enderpearls from this as well. So enderpearl dust. Is it 8 of them make me an enderpearl? I've got no idea. Doesn't say. What can I do with it? It looks like that's just dust. I don't think I can make it back into enderpearls. I don't seem to be able to anyway. Not via that recipe anyway. Just your dictionary. So well, that might be just a waste, but not the end of the world, is it? There we go, wonderful. So I'll break camera again, I'll get these gates made, and I'll make sure the conditional that I want on them engines works, and I'll be back when it does. Okay, back again just for a little bit. My understanding of that isn't quite as expert as I thought it was. I thought this energy rate was purely based on the amount of engines, but it looks like it's dependent on what you're making as well. So now I'm making some iron hand gates, and it's taking only 80 MJ a tick with the same amount of engines there, so same amount of lasers there. So lasers isn't, the power use of your assembly table isn't purely based on lasers. So every day is a school day. I'm always learning. I just learned something. Okay, I'll be back when I've got a few more of these made. I'll see you then. Here we are then, the first set of engines working, and of course my maths was wrong. It's 516 is 18, not 90. I was doing 518 for some reason. Like I say, I really cannot do maths on camera. So what I've got here is I've got one iron hand gate on the side of the energy cell, set to, I have to put a pipe plug on there, I didn't want to put on there. Set to can store energy, red pipe signal, that's all good. Then I've got red pipe wire on all these, you can see it, that's it there, the red pipe wire. You can see it along the back there. So that red pipe signal's on, you can see it's on them as well, because I've got the same condition set. If I just turn the condition off on there, you'll see that red pipe signal's gone off. Wonderful, that's exactly what we want to see. So what that's doing is sending to these, red pipe signal equals redstone signal, so that's how the engines are turned on. So as soon as whenever this energy cell's full, and it's getting there pretty quick. Whenever that energy cell's full, then that'll turn off, all the engines will turn off, and we won't waste any resource. If we look in them, you can look on there, MJ tick, 16 MJ tick because we're using the liquid force and crushed ice. So we'll see how much our tree farm and our ice bee, our glacial bee gets us. So all I need to do now is, in my iron gates, which I've got more cooking, I'll just run upstairs and grab them. Gate. There we go. Looks like they're still cooking as well. And stick them on there now. Now the reason why I've got the pipe plugs out, I'll show you in just a second. So iron gate on each of them. It has to be an iron gate because your basic gate doesn't have the red pipe condition. You need the first upgraded gate, which is the 2 gate, to have the red pipe signal. Your basic gate won't have that condition there, so it's no good for this. So you have to do the slightly upgraded version. So you see that that's started up. Red pipe signal equals redstone signal. Nice and easy. So that's how I've set them up. Speaking of my force logs, the Galgadorian cart had run out of fuel again, so I've actually changed that setting to 64 now. So it should keep 64 fuel in its engine. I may have to go back to using charcoal or coal for that. I don't know how much of the actual wood it's cutting down it's taking. I may also have to make the farm bigger, depending on how this goes. So they're all firing now, which is good. This looks like it's all keeping up well. Let's can we click on the in there? That looks fine. Now it's just using a little millet bucket at a time, which means we're probably wasting quite a lot of ice by the way that's working. So we may have to put some kind of conditional on here, because as far as I understand it, whenever that can get a bit, the squeeze at the other end will fire. So let's just go check the other end. This is an issue with how the squeezer works, I think. So we may have to change the squeezer to have a conditional on it that it'll only fire when something's met. Where's my crushed ice one? It's upstairs. The lava one works exactly the same. We had the same problem with that. So if you see here, you see how often's that firing? Well, they're not firing, so that's good. It seems to be using some, so it maybe has got an internal buffer that we don't see. Now if that was constantly firing just to fill that little bit up, I'd be upset. Right, it looks like it's actually working correctly, and it's just a visual bug. So that keeps taking that couple of millibuckets, which this keeps sending across. But then every now and again it should start to go down. Properly should go down. We should see one of these get used. We haven't seen any yet. I think I'm going to hang around a while and just watch this until at least one goes. Just because I'm curious. But yeah, if this kept using one of them produced to fill that up, then it'd be, instead of producing 4 buckets worth, you're producing like a couple of millibuckets. So yeah, I can only guess there's an internal buffer there. Right, I'll cut the camera because this may take ages, and I'll let you know what happens. Okay, I'm back, and it's taken one more. It did take a long time. I think it was literally just taking 2 at a time until it wore down 4 buckets worth, and then filled it back up. The reason why I've got ice shards in here, by the way, is because this has stopped working again. This little ME interface into a logistics pipe system. It's still sending the snowball, it's just not sending the ice shards. So if anyone knows more about logistics pipes than me, Chillum for example knows a lot more about logistics pipes than me. And well, in fact, I think everyone knows a lot more about logistics pipes than me. It's sending the snowball, but it's not sending the ice shards. Not sure why. Anyway, I digress. So that's stopped, so I can only presume that in the Titan we have got 2 full redstone energy cells, so let's go check on that. Let's not get stuck in the door. Full. I'll jump over there. Doink. And quickest way is go straight up. Straight back down again. Whee! And jump down here, and we should see engines turned off, which is good to see. And what we should have is 2 full energy cells. Look at that, wonderful. Now what I've done here is I've started bringing a redstone conduit off this. So I'm going to use conduit here. So I'm going to use conductive pipes into the cells and conduit out, because I'm going to use my same system as I have in the other base, where I've got a bank of 5 engines as a bank of 5 energy cells. Possibly, I don't know. I might just run this power. The reason why I put that there is that isn't putting power into that. I just wanted to make sure. So that is not connecting to that, which is a good thing. I put some pipe plugs there just because it looks tidier. And pipe plugs are cheap. That's the reason why I had pipe plugs in my inventory before, when I connected one to that by mistake. So if putting pipe plugs there, it means it won't connect, which is good, and it just looks a bit tidier. That's it. That kind of gets a fake join. See that it's stuck out further. It's not much, but aesthetics. I might as well have it right. So we can run a redstone conduit. The reason why I'm not running it next to the engines, of course, is it will join to the engine. There you go, look. So it's putting power. I think it's putting power to the engine, possibly. But it's not going down, so it probably it just looks like it is. So again, just a visual thing that I don't like the look of. So that one's wrenching, like so. So that power, I don't know. Some power went somewhere, because that just toggled on for a second. So something went somewhere. Maybe it was just filling the conduit up, because conduit of course can hold some power. And then from these, I of course will join this side up, because I'm going to have 4 of these things. So, damn thing. We'll have 4 of these, so I'll join this side up, and then probably send the power straight up. I'll get rid of that one. And I'll probably go straight up from the middle there. And part of this build, as I have mentioned before, I'm going to try and keep as much pipes and stuff showing. I kind of want it all showing in this. So normally I build my floors so I can hide pipes. This time I'm intentionally looking at having them all showing. So I'll be back when I've done. I'm going to. Yeah, look, that's just filling the conduits up in it. I'm sure it is. So that will waste a bit, I think. I'm not sure when that trigger will fast fire, but okay, I'll be back when I've done this side. And I think I'll do the other side later on, or possibly after the video is finished. And then once we've got BC power here, MJs, we can start bringing some machines across and some processing. We'll have to see what wants to come first. So back in a bit. There we are then. I've got a second bank done. So we have now got a capacity here of 320 MJ tick being sent up to the power room, up to the workshop, I guess. So from the engine room, that one's full, it looks like. Yep, cool. And that one should be nearly full as well, because I didn't start it that long after. So I was going to do a little bit more. I was going to bring the ME controller from the other place, and I've just been working out where to put it. Now I think I'm going to run that cable back and then up onto this floor, which is the actual bridge, and just deciding where to put it. I don't want to rush putting it down, and I've got to go out in about 10 minutes, so I am going to wrap up this video here just so I can get it encoding, so I can get it actually uploaded in time, and I'll work out tomorrow exactly where I want my ME controller. Now the way I'm going to have the ME controller is I'm going to have the ME controller literally like a block underneath this thing, so this is going to be like here, because we are going to want power, ME network at the other place all the time, because the farms are never going to move. The farms are always going to stay there, and they are of course ME controlled. So we will be keeping the quantum field generator, whatever it's called, and I'm going to put the controller under that, and then start adding a big bank of single 1K cells with all my different materials in. I think that's the way I'm going to go anyway. So I don't know if I want that at the back of this area or across to a side or whatever. I probably want it at the back so it's symmetrical. So I'm going to work out where to run that conduit, which will probably be in tomorrow's episode. But for now, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. I hope that wasn't too boring, because I didn't really do much. But, yeah, I think that was. This is exactly kind of. I don't like that bit. That's going to change, but this is kind of how I wanted this room looking, just full of pipes and engines and all kind of stuff. So that's coming off quite nicely. And I start doing my wood paneling pretty soon. Now I'm nearly at the point of getting the ebony wood, and I've got the balsa, so that should start making things look a bit more gothic, I think, when I start paneling stuff out. But we shall see, we shall see. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you join me next time. Cheers. Bye.